will get the dunk at the buzzer for the 8th time in school history. A Maple Girls softball team is going to state.
Welcome to Sports Jam on CCX. I'm John Jacobson.
I'm Jay Wilcox. This isn't how we expected the winter sports season to end, with the state boys basketball and adapted floor hockey tournaments being canceled completely.
Right, and the girls basketball tournament halted partway through. Spring sports are on hold for now as we all try to navigate safely through every day and through this new sports landscape. Later in our show today, we will spotlight 2 seniors from Heritage Christian Academy who helped the Eagles get back to the state tournament. We do have highlights from last week's games that we can show you. Hopkins beat Stillwater in last season's state Class 4A girls basketball championship game. And those two were matched up in the Class 4A semifinals Thursday night at Williams Arena in what turned out to be the final night of the season. Hopkins defense caused chaos all night for Stillwater. Maya Battle-Steele sets up Taylor Woodson for an early 2 points. Maya Najee with nice footwork gets herself free in the lane for a one-hander. 12 points in the game for the Royal sophomore. Paige Beckers drains a 3 from the left wing to put Hopkins ahead 19-4. Beckers finishes the night with 15 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists, and 6 steals. The Ponies pulled within 10 points at halftime, but Hopkins pulled away again in the second half. Battled to Najee for 2 more, and the lead is 13 points. And then Beckers with a no-look pass to Woodson in the paint. Woodson with 21 points to lead all scorers as Hopkins dominates Stillwater 66-40 for their 62nd straight win.
You're just lucky to come out of there, and they're really well coached. They compete. Unfortunately for them, I've got Paige Beckers. All right, she makes everybody else good out there.
Hopkins finishes the season with a 30-0 record. Farmington was the other Class 4A semifinal winner. Prior to that win, the Royals got the tournament started with a dominant performance. They met Cambridge Isanti in the tourney quarterfinals. KK Adams connects on an early 3-pointer for the Royals. He scores 13 points in the game, and it's 11-6 Hopkins. Good first half of play for Coach Brian Cosgriff's team. Maya Najee, one of the best sophomores in the state. She hits the short jumper here, and that's 12 of her team's first 23 points in the game. Elena Contreras feeds the pass to Nunu Agara. She comes off the bench to score 10 points. Hopkins leads Cambridge Isanti 27-10. Paige Beckers didn't score a lot in this game. Connects on a 3-pointer here, though, and the lead is 19 for Hopkins. Kelly Boyle off the bench gave the Royals some good minutes. Her 3, part of a 54-point first half for Hopkins. They lead by 30 at the break. Second half, and Beckers fires a pass to Najee in close for 2 more of her 23 points. The Royals are up 60-29. Off a missed shot, Taylor Woodson gets an offensive rebound and put back for 2 more. Hopkins goes on to win in the quarterfinals 85-55.
Park Center's girls made state for the first time in 3 years, and the Pirates were seeded 4th in the 4A tournament. And that meant a quarterfinal matchup with number 5 seed Stillwater. And the Ponies quickly take control. Alex Pratt in transition banks home a 3 for an early 5-0 Stillwater lead. She scores 23. Pratt steals the Park Center pass and delivers a nice pass ahead to Amber Scalia for the easy layup. It's quickly a 10-2 Stillwater advantage. Park Center tries to get things going. Lauren Frost with the hesitation dribble and bank shot, but the Pirates are down 21-8 at this point. Olivia McGill lines up a long 3-pointer later in the first half. She scores 14. The Pirates narrow the gap to 39-26 at the halftime break. Second half, the Pirates move it quickly, and Adalia McKenzie finds Frost for the layup to pull Park Center within 9 at 41-32. But that's as close as they get, and Stillwater quickly widens the lead again. Grace Cody is open for a 3. The Ponies' lead is 18. It's a much different game than the team's early season meeting won by Park Center. Stillwater dominates 82-52. The Pirates did beat Cambridge Isanti in consolation play, but didn't get to play the consolation final. The Providence Academy girls basketball team qualified for the state tournament for the first time since the program made 3 straight trips from 2011 to 2013. The Lions faced number 2 seed Sauk Center in the quarterfinals at the Pavilion. Kira Miller gets the defender to back off and then launches a 3 from the top of the key for an early 9-7 lead for Providence. Sauk Center has a big team. They go inside to Michaela Dahman for the hoop. It ties the game at 14. She has 14 points and 17 rebounds in the game. Tori Peschel finds McKenna Westby in the corner for 3 as the Main Streeters take a 20-14 lead into halftime. But Providence puts together a 19-4 run. Grace Counts misses but hustles to get the rebound back and sets up Miller for the jumper for a 33-24 lead. Miller leads the Lions with 14. Nice pick and roll as Grace Counts gets the hoop here, part of a 12-point game for her. Then Counts is alone underneath and gets the hoop for 2 more as the Lions have a commanding 45-33 lead. Sauk Center makes it interesting with a late run, but Providence wins in the quarterfinals 47-42. That was the last game they got to play.
The Heritage Christian Academy girls were in the state Class A tournament for the 3rd straight season. The Eagles rallied in their quarterfinal round game, but it was too little too late. They faced Waterville Elysian Morristown in the first round. Annika Miller floats the pass to Jordyn Allen, and she scores for HCA. Kirstin Robbins to Taylor Shuck. She cans a 3-pointer, and the Eagles are up 7-4. The Buccaneers then go on a run. Brielle Bartel takes the outlet pass and scores, giving her team a 15-11 lead. Shuck zips to the hoop and scores. She leads the Eagles in scoring with 19. Bartel hits a 15-footer, and WEM is up 25-15 at halftime. Bartel is tough for Heritage to defend. She strokes a 3 early in the second half and leads all scorers with 23. Torrin Richards takes the pass and drives and scores. The Buccaneers start the second half on an 11-0 run. Shuck tries to spark the Eagles as she drives for the basket and foul. Kylie Pittman answers for Waterville, hitting one of her 5 3-pointers, and Heritage loses 58-46, ending their season. We'll meet Kirstin Robbins and Jordyn Allen of Heritage later in our Sports Jam Spotlight. Jay, a good run for all 4 of our local teams that reached state.
Exciting to be in the tournament, and of course for Providence and especially Hopkins, they'll be wondering what if they'd have been able to complete that season, but tough choice that had to be made. Next up, a look at section play in boys basketball, including 2 section championships for local teams.
Welcome back to Sports Jam. Jay, we thought we'd be preparing to watch a few local boys basketball teams in the state tournament this week.
What do you hate more than coronavirus, really, right? Just not able to finish the season. We did have some teams playing for section championships, and that included Maple Grove and Buffalo in the Section 8 4A final. Maple Grove takes the lead early. Rashawn Parker drives to the hoop in a 9-8 lead. Lovell Williams has a strong game for the Crimson, repeatedly breaking down the Bison defense to get to the rim. He scores 17. It's 20-12 at this point. Caden Boettcher also has a great night for the Crimson. He gets the friendly bounce on the rim for 3 of his 18 points here. Maple Grove leads by 13 at this point. They are up by 8 at halftime. Second half, though, Buffalo charges back. Their star Matt Willard buries a 3. The Bison take the lead 38-36. Trevor Johnson with a hesitation dribble, and he gets to the hoop. Buffalo's lead grows to as much as 6. Boettcher hits a 3, and there's a foul away from the play on Buffalo, so it turns into a 5-point trip for Maple Grove. Willard almost wills the Bison to the win. This one gives them a 49-46 lead. He nets 30 in the game. The lead changes hands late. Maple Grove gets the last big shot as Parker sinks a long 3 with about 30 seconds left. Maple Grove takes the lead for good as they win a section title 54-52. We'll hear from the Crimson later in the show.
The Section 6 4A boys basketball championship game was also played before the season was shut down. 2 local squads squared off in the final as defending section and state champion Hopkins faced Cooper. Early in the first half, the Hawks worked the ball to Jeffrey Cooper, and he hits for 3. Broderick Powell Jr. strokes a long 3, and Cooper has got a 7-0 lead. Hopkins then goes on a run. Kerwin Walton finds Regan Merritt. He hits a 3-pointer for a 15-13 Royals lead.
Cornell Richardson with a crossover dribble drive. He hits the floater, and Hopkins is up 25-14. Joe Russell hits from long range for Cooper, and that closes the gap down to 6. But a nice catch and shoot three-pointer by Merritt at the buzzer gives the Royals a 33-22 halftime lead. Early in the second half, Cooper drives down the lane and hits the tough shot for the Hawks. Then Damian Evans attacks for the Hawks, getting the basket and foul. It's an 11-1 run for Cooper to start the second half. Richardson answers for Hopkins with a baseline three-pointers. The Royals trying to build another lead. Evans slashes to the hoop for another hard-fought basket, and Cooper's within 42-40. But Hopkins surges again. Walton to Andre Gray for the hoop here. And then Walton penetrates. He'll get it to Tristan Lee. He's good from long distance for a 61-47 Royals lead. And they go on to win it in what wasn't the prettiest victory, but it's still a section title.
Cooper, they play a fast pace, so they're gonna come at you with everything. They might not be the best offense team, but defense they're gonna scramble, and we just had to get a dirty win.
Meanwhile, the Section 5 4A final was called off the day it was supposed to be played. Park Center was the top seed for the section. They faced Mounds View in the semifinal round. Dane Danger drives into the lane and sets up to Tavius Frierson for the layup as Park Center takes a 4-0 lead. David Ejanombola jabs the ball away at midcourt and feeds Josh Lewis for the layup as Park Center continues to play well in the early part of the game. Dylan Wheeler helps Mounds View get back in it, though. He hits the pull-up jumper to cut the Pirates' lead to 23-19. Wheeler scores 13 in the first half. Danger ends the first half with a power dunk over a defender. Park Center is up by 4 at halftime. Mounds View hangs around for a while, but the Pirates pull away. Ejanombola with a nice drive for the layup on his way to a 14-point night. And Danger moves well for a big man, getting the steal behind the back dribble, and he scores plus a foul, a highlight reel play for him. He scores 14 in the game. As Park Center pulls away to a 60-39 win, they did not get to play for the section title.
In the second semifinal, third seed Champlin Park met number 2 seed Spring Lake Park, and the Panthers can really shoot. Gabe Myron hits a 3, one of 6 made first half threes for Spring Lake Park. Jacob Say open in the corner. He hits for 3, and Spring Lake Park leads 19-6. 11 points for Say in the game. The Rebels then go on a 10-0 scoring run. Richard Scott fights for the rebound and scores. The Rebels pull back to within 3. Later in the first half, the pass goes into Jared Walter, who scores and is fouled. Champlin Park trails 32-28. But Myron has a huge game for the Panthers. He attacks the basket and scores. The senior guard nets 20 first half points. Spring Lake Park leads by 10 at halftime. The Panthers go on to win 80-59. They, of course, did not get to meet Park Center in the final. And, Jay, that would have been a terrific matchup, I think, in that Section 5 4A final. I was really impressed with Spring Lake Park. And I know they had 2 losses to Park Center during the season, but I think that would have been a good final up at Rogers.
Yeah, I think a couple really good teams that had good seasons, and obviously disappointment for them to not get a chance to play each other. Straight ahead in our Sports Jam Spotlight, meet 2 seniors who led Heritage Christian Academy to the state girls basketball tournament.
The girls' basketball season ended last week. For Heritage Christian Academy, that was just one game in the Class A quarterfinals. In this week's Sports Jam Spotlight, we meet 2 seniors from HCA whose prep careers took different paths. Heritage Christian Academy girls basketball players Kirstin Robbins and Jordyn Allen only played 2 years together, but they quickly developed a bond on the court early in the 2018-19 season.
People see us as a package deal, so getting to play with her is super fun. She just knows where to be and when to cut at the perfect time, and I just always find her, and getting to play with her is the best thing.
When we knew she was coming junior year, I was so excited because I'd played against her so many years in AAU basketball. And so when she came, I knew she was a good player, but she's gotten even so much better. But she's made me want to be a better player, and I think that, like people say, we are a package deal, and I think it's really true because you can just see the connection on the court.
Allen was a veteran for this Eagles team. She played 6 years at Heritage. Robbins started her prep career at Spectrum in Elk River and admits to nerves coming to a new school and team before her junior season.
I was extremely nervous. I mean, coming your junior year to a new school and just starting over, it's very nerve-wracking, but like these girls welcomed me and I loved it here. It was a weird adjustment because they're a very fast-paced team. My team was very slow, but getting to play with them was a really fun experience.
Kirstin and Jordyn were the lone seniors on what was just a 9-player Heritage roster. Part of a small but close family.
They all become part of my husband and I's family, basically. They become our daughters. So we have 2 kids, a daughter and a son, and our family grows every basketball season.
Heritage made its 2nd straight state tournament appearance in 2019. That team was led by guard Taylor Scott, an all-state player in Class A, and from whom Allen and Robbins picked up a lot from.
Taylor's a great person to learn from in the first place, so just seeing how she can carry the team on her shoulders, I've learned a lot from her, and just coming in like situations that are difficult, she just takes them so easily, and I just learned all that from her too.
Of course, last year with Taylor, she played a big leadership role, so starting off this year it was a bit of an adjustment, but me and Kirstin just realized like the intensity that Taylor brought, and we wanted to match that.
Lori Krellin has coached Heritage basketball for 11 seasons. Likes the way her 2 seniors play and lead.
Jordyn's just been a great leader for us. She's somebody who is a teammate who is encouraging on the court. She's somebody who's kind, somebody who pushes her teammates because I know she wants to finish her career strong. Kirstin's such a hard worker. She's probably one of the, in addition to Taylor, one of the hardest workers that I've had on the basketball court. She comes out to get ready for practice and she's just immediately in the lane shooting, working her way out, instead of coming out, shooting out, and working the way in.
Both girls will continue playing next year. Robbins is undecided, while Allen is headed to Bethel University. And their senior season at Heritage that just wrapped up was a blessing.
It's been really unimaginable. I mean, you go into your senior year not expecting to come out like this, but it's been a really cool experience. It's been really fun, and it's been something that I dreamed of, having a senior season like that, going to state.
It is pretty sad. Yeah, it's definitely become home. Lori's become basically my second mom, and this team is my second family is what I call them. We always call each other sisters, and so it's surreal that it's coming to an end, but it's been a great 6 years.
For the season, Kirstin Robbins averaged 19.4 points and 5-point steals per game, while Jordyn Allen averaged 14.7 points and 6.5 rebounds a game. Sports Jam returns in a moment.
Welcome back to Sports Jam. The Maple Grove boys basketball team pulling out a thriller in the Section 8 championship against Buffalo, and we're joined by a couple of the guys that helped to get it done. Caden, Boettcher, how special was this night for you guys to get pushed so hard by Buffalo and then ultimately come out on top?
It's special every night. Every year it's just a grind to get here, and it all pays off in practice to get here, and winning this is something you can't ask for. It's amazing.
You guys got off to a great start in the first half, but they came back hard and took the lead for a little while. Their crowd was into it and everything. Were you worried at all when they went up 6 on you or not?
I wasn't worried. I knew we'd get it going again. We just got to pick our heads up and keep going.
It's a strange time, obviously, with all the talk about the virus and everything, and there are going to be some games played without fans there at all. How different would this night have been without all the roar from the crowd that was here?
Yeah, it would be a lot different. The energy the fans provide is just crazy, insane. It gets us going and keeps us fueled up.
I know you guys really got pushed in the semifinal round as well. Did that kind of help you to be ready for tonight and the sort of the pressure-packed finish that you guys were wound up in?
Yes, it definitely helped. I think having a lot of days off because we had the bye was, it was a little iffy, but getting in that STMA game got us back together and put us back as a team.
And Lovell Williams coming through with a clutch performance here tonight. This was a great basketball game. How much did you enjoy being a part of it? Even in the tough moments, was it fun to be out here?
Yeah, these moments in high school when you play with this team like this, it can't be replicated. And when I get old, these are the days I'll look back on and say I missed them.
There seemed like there were a lot of plays back and forth down the stretch where they went ahead, you guys went ahead. What was the strategy down the stretch, to try and get that last good look like you guys ended up with?
Just play our game, play Maple Grove defense, play hard, and be smart with the ball.
For a little while, Matt Willert looked like he was going to be unstoppable, but then you guys forced a tough one from the corner from him. What was the defensive plan on that last possession for them?
Well, we knew Willet's our go-to guy, so just make him take a tough one, hope he misses, and then get the rebound and win the game.
Well, as we speak right now, I think it's maybe still a little up in the air what's going to happen with the state tournament. What are you guys' thoughts on that? And what if this is the last game of the season, perhaps, for your team?
Yeah, we talked about it coming out of the game. We were like, win or lose, this could be our last, so leave everything out on the court. And so we won, and now whatever comes, comes.
It's been a great season for your team here, too. And, to cap this section tournament with two really tough, close games, is that a special thing just to have had to fight and sweat with these guys and get through it like this?
It is. We fight and sweat through the whole year, so we just kept doing what we were doing and then came out on top, and it's an amazing feeling.
All right, Lovell Williams, great performance here in the Section 8 championship for Maple Grove as they pull out a 2-point victory here in the Section 8 final over Buffalo.
With the winter sports season now over, our play of the week is on break now. Our thanks to Chick-fil-A of Maple Grove for sponsoring our CCX Sports Play of the Week. And here is our final winner from the winter sports season. Lauren Frost behind the back pass to Adalia McKenzie for the layup, and Park Center girls basketball Section 5 for a final win over Centennial garnered better than 500 votes.
Looking for local? Even more local. CCX Media connects you to your community and surrounding communities in multiple ways. CCX News connects you to your community through local stories that affect your daily life. Learn what's happening in your city, schools, and community. From top stories, sports highlights, and weekly features, CCX News offers truly local stories you won't find anywhere else. Our content can be watched at home or on the go. See all that we can do for you. Visit ccxmedia.org.
Find more local news stories at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.
Looking for local? Even more local? CCX Media gives you the option to connect with your community on multiple levels. CCX Sports brings you ultimate coverage in local prep sports with full game coverage of over 120 high school games a year with highlights and features on our daily newscast. Then, our weekly Sports Jam show gives you a close-up look at local athletes, highlights of local games, and in-depth interviews. Our content can be watched at home or on the go. Visit ccxmedia.org. What makes your community feel like home? Is it knowing what's happening in your neighborhood? Or when people know your name? Connections make us a community. For more than 30 years, Northwest Community Television has connected citizens, neighbors, even sports fans through video. You can learn about the latest news through our truly local newscast. We cover and air around 150 high school sporting events every year. For our cities, we air parades and city meetings that you can watch whenever you want. Then, any citizen of our cities can create and share their own original content. We'll even teach you how to use the equipment too. We have always provided you with a connected community experience. And as life gets busier than ever, we will continue to engage, inform, and inspire through CCX Media, so you can stay connected to the place you call home. Looking for local? Even more local? CCX Media gives you the option to connect with your community on multiple levels. CCX Cities focuses directly on what's happening in your city through community corner videos, weekly interviews with local mayors, and features on local businesses and nonprofits. Plus, full coverage of city meetings, community parades, concerts, and much more. Our content can be watched at home or on the go. Connect to what's happening in your community. Visit ccxmedia.org.
And that will do it for this edition of Sports Jam. Like many others, we're in a holding pattern as far as when this show will resume.
Thanks for watching, and we hope you've enjoyed the winter sports season, strange ending and all. Stay safe.